Hello. How many of you have felt overwhelmed at some point in your life? Yes? Would you like to know why you've been feeling overwhelmed and how to actually end it and dissolve it so it doesn't come back?
Heather Gunther is a psychotherapist, educator, and transformational speaker known for her ability to translate complex, cutting-edge research into accessible and relatable stories and skills at the intersections of interpersonal neurobiology, trauma, and human potential.
For decades, I've been working as a coach and as a counselor, and I believe that trauma is the disease that's causing us to live like zombies. Not alive, but not dead either. Caught in a cycle of discomfort, and then avoidance, and then expression, explosion. We need to look no further than that young man in Florida who opened fire on his classmates. A boy who lost both his parents, and then lost both of his adoptive parents as well. How would his life be different? How would the lives of the families and the students affected by this tragedy be different if he had known how to process his pain? Now, your traumas, my traumas, may not lead us to express in that way, but they are unequivocally affecting your bodies, your health, your relationships, and how you show up in the world.
Heather has dedicated her life to ending human-created trauma. Born out of 2 decades working with children through older adults, Heather created the AWARE process to empower people to identify when they are triggered, step out of their stress cycle, and return to wholeness in as few as 60 seconds.
So trauma is not what we think it is. It's not what you've been told. Trauma is actually, biologically speaking, any physical sensation, any emotion, and any cognition, any thought that is unintegrated, something that we haven't been able to process yet. Because trauma gets trapped in our bodies when we feel helpless, when we feel hopeless, like we can't do something. So it requires us to take action, to move into the world and engage with it. One of the most joyful ways that I know to play with suffering, and you can play, it doesn't have to be hard work, is with horses. Have any of you ever felt judged? Have any of you judged yourself? Jake and the other horses that I work with, and the ones I haven't yet, they're not judging you. They don't care what you look like. They don't care what you say. They want to know, will you show up with me the way I'm willing to show up with you? Will you show up with me the way I'm willing to show up with you? How many people do you know who are willing to show up in that way with you? How much more productive, profitable, on point would your team be, would your employees be, if they knew how to integrate trauma quickly and easily and dissolve that conflict and stress and disengagement that's happening in your companies? How many of you would like to work in an environment in which people were actually prepared and adaptable? They were connected yet independent. They were able to be confident and compassionate. Would you be more engaged at work? Would you like to go to work? That's what's possible when you implement the AWARE process daily in our families, in our organizations, and in our society. I have a mission to end human-created suffering and create a trauma-aware society. I hope that you will implement these 5 steps in the AWARE process to reclaim your lives and to change the world, please stand with me to create a new world, a world without human-created suffering. Thank you.